All right, you're running.
Good afternoon, Tecmo fans and retro video game fans. As you know, we hit 1,000 subscribers if you're following in the Tecmo group on Facebook. And we're finding out what happens if every team ties every game. As you can see here, everybody got 0 wins, 0 losses, and 16 ties, and nobody got a single point all season. It was a lot of punting, and I'm going to show you the last game before the standings come up so we can find out who makes the playoffs. Now, instead of fast forwarding, I'd appreciate if everybody watched this whole video through, and please like and comment and subscribe to the channel. It helps me be able to do more challenges for you guys, and please make some suggestions in the comments what challenges you want to do next. The next one I'm going to be trying to get over 100 carries in a game, and to see, I'm going to get 100 carries a game for a running back in one game, get like 3 yards at a time, and so on, and just see how we can do on that. But for this challenge, it's been a long season of this, just kicking off and punting to make sure nobody scores a point. And then I was saving after each game. One time I did get a safety because I got kind of lax and started talking and took a safety, so then I just had to reset that game, but it hasn't happened often. Last Wednesday we hit 1,000 subscribers, and then I had mentioned in the Tecmo group as soon as I hit 1,000 subscribers, we'll have it done by the following Saturday. So it looks like we're getting it done about 5 days early, and we're recording right now on Sunday. So we're either releasing the video this afternoon or tomorrow morning. And I'm also going to be starting a second YouTube channel here shortly. I got an injury, so I gotta wait that out. On the second channel, it's going to be a Tecmo game of the day, and me and a friend are going to start doing some streaming, stream out some games for you guys. I'll let you know on here when I create the second channel and the Tecmo group on Facebook. Anybody that's here just for the reselling stuff, we'll be back at you Saturday again with another reselling video. There's Landetta's punt. McNeil back for another punt. I figured out, since I'm doing this by myself, the quickest way is just to keep punting back and forth and running the time. If I would call a play, I'd have to switch controllers and call the other play. So some people say, why don't you try to run off the whole quarter with the running back up? That's why. And I was never that good at punt returns in this game, so it'd be nice if I could run some clock off here, but we'll see if we can run clock here. There's Anderson. I believe he was Super Bowl. I don't think Sims got it. I think Otis and Anderson got it when they beat the Bills 20-19 in the Super Bowl. That was back when Norwood missed the kick wide right. I think this is based off of that Super Bowl. It might be based off the year before, I forget. Probably should have tried to break that tackle, but just not really focused right now. Trying to talk to you guys, give you a little commentary so you're not bored out of your mind like I've been for 200 and some odd games doing this. A lot of people in the Tecmo group predicted that the Bills were going to get every playoff spot. I was wondering if that's going to be in both conferences, and some said alphabetical order, but as I mentioned in the group, maybe around week 8, the 49ers division and some of the divisions weren't in alphabetical order, some were. So we're going to find out. As you know, the standings pop up at the end of the season, and this is the last game of week 17. I should probably put Dave Meggett in for punt returns here. He's got some more juking, so I think we can do that after this play, just so we have a better chance of running clock here. Dave Meggett, he was kind of like one of the first innovators of being a running back that got little passes out of the backfield. Pretty quick guy. Chris Berman always had the saying, look at that little Meggett run. And when Adam Sandler made the movie Longest Yard, he had Nelly play running back, and Nelly's character's last name was Meggett, so that way Berman, when they did the game against the Guards, he could talk about that again. But who's everybody's favorite Super Tecmo Bowl player? like for superstar wise and for kind of role player wise, somebody like a Dave Meggett who doesn't play every play. Who are your favorite players, and who'd you like using them? Now, when I do Tecmo seasons, I never lurch and use defensive linemen. So when I did that Jerry Rice challenge where I got 880 yards one game on defense, I used a safety drop back and got interceptions the right way. Some people obviously can do better records if they sit there and lurch and just sack the quarterback almost every time. A lot of Tecmo players that play in tournaments, they never allow that. You always want to actually play realistic, and that kind of made things unrealistic. And come think of it now, I forgot to put Megan in now. I forgot to put him in. If he's not hurt, there's a lot of he's hurt. That's probably why he wasn't in the first place. While I was doing all these punt returns all year, a lot of people were getting injured. So we'll just keep Otis Anderson in there. But yeah, these punters have had some busy work. I know a lot of receiving yards are capped and touchdowns. I forget what the numbers are, but a lot of people have talked about how you can't get more than maybe 6,400 yards for a receiver in a season because it caps it at that. But I didn't check to see if punts were capped. I never looked at that. I guess I could go do that here after the game if you guys are still around once the standings are put out. We have 28 seconds left in the score. So yeah, we're only in the second quarter, and if you would be doing this yourself, it's a real gut punch after you get past the fourth quarter, because then you have to play another whole quarter overtime, and overtime games don't end early or anything. You have to play the full quarter because we have to keep everybody at 0-0. So we made it through one half. Just as commemoration, we'll let the halftime show run in case anybody hasn't seen it in a long time. Been playing Tecmo my whole life, and I think during this challenge I punted more times during this challenge than I have in my entire life of Tecmo, because obviously you don't punt too much when you're playing. Matt Barr kicking off. McNeil back for his first kickoff return, first and only. Well, I can't say that because he could be the one getting it in overtime as well. Trying to think what else, while watching these punts, what else to talk about. I probably should have tried to do this live so we can get some people in here asking some questions. But again, as I mentioned earlier, if you could please like and subscribe, that would really help a lot. We hit the 1,000 subscribers Wednesday, now we're already at 1,009, so. And I am going to be doing a giveaway sometime in the near future to celebrate getting 1,000 subscribers. I'm not sure what that's going to be yet. I've been thinking about it, but haven't come to a determination yet. But we'll be doing. I'll put a video out and tell you how to enter. We'll probably have people comment something in the comments, and then get in touch with them on Instagram to either send them a prize, unless I just do a cash prize electronically. And if you're local, you know, every July when Complete Inbox Video Game Store has their anniversary sale, we give away $150 in gift cards for our local subscribers that enter in person. That usually is third or fourth Saturday in July. I'll just let you enjoy Tecmo music here for a minute or so. Let's see if I can break some tackles. I was never the best at, one of my weaknesses in this game are punt returning, and I never really bothered much with returning because my offense is so proficient that I don't bother much. So I was never that good at juking on returns. And I'm never good at against other people button mashing to break the tackles better than the other people. But every other fundamental I pretty much dominate in, so it makes up for it. Now, of course, every time you think you're the best at a game, there's always somebody better, of course. But I haven't run into them in my area, but I also don't go to the live tournaments like in Madison, Wisconsin, or anything like that. I've never tried that.
How many hours do you think this took?
I don't know. I tried to do maybe like 8 games a day. I mean, you know, Tecmo games take close to 15 to 20 minutes normally, but with punting, this goes a little faster because so much time runs quick on the punter. I guess we'll see how long this video was and know that it happened over 200 times. So, but yeah, you can see right now that it took a long time. So, I mean, over the last few months.
So like 60 hours?
Yeah, something like that. Everybody in the Tecmo group knew that when I started and how long it was taking. And like I said, during the March Madness tournament, I slowed down a bit, so and took a break. But
I wonder if anyone else has a challenge they could give you. Put below in the comments. 60 hours.
Yeah, I'd prefer. I mean, if I'm gonna do another long challenge like 60 hours like this, I'd prefer not just be punting back and forth or anything like that. I prefer to actually play the game because the time goes much faster that way. It's so mindless just watching this back and forth when you're not like trying to score any points. Sometimes you can get to enjoy where you're trying to juke people and be into it, but sometimes like it's just going through the motions and trying to listen to music or do something.
Who do you think the worst running back in the game is?
Ooh, worst running back in the game. I mean,
starting one.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think because I don't know all the backups talents, even they usually don't play with them all. I mean, going by the division, I'm trying to think who's the Rams running back. Probably New England's. Well, John Stevens is pretty. Everybody in New England's so terrible. But John Stevens isn't that bad. But whoever the other starters on New England, Allen, I guess it would probably be
do you
one
think
of the worst.
You get 2,000 hours with it, or 2,000 yards with it?
It would be tough because with New England's offensive line, how bad they are. It depends. If you're not staying undefeated, I could. But if you're staying undefeated and then the computer starts playing better when you're undefeated with the juice, and then they're gonna stop you, and it's hard to get running yards, and then also it's sometimes even hard to get passing yards. You have to start running with your quarterback. Got by some guys there. We're in overtime now, so everybody who's just kind of having this on as filler, start getting ready to look at the screen. Of course, you can always rewind as well, but standings will be popping up, and I'm kind of getting excited because I didn't practice this ahead of time and go back to the save point. I am doing it live for the first time, so I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm excited as you guys are. Because the one guy, like I said, says you're automatically the Bills get every playoff spot. It's Bills versus Bills. But somebody also said you have to hit the reset button right when the standings are coming up for that to happen. And somebody else said alphabetical. A lot of theories, but now we're going to find out for sure when somebody actually does it. I'm sure somebody might have done it before, but I don't see it on YouTube. So
what are the odds favorites?
I think it very well could be alphabet. Whoever's in first in the division on listing right now, but like I said, some of the divisions weren't alphabetical. But yeah, I don't know. I think the AFC is going to be alphabetical, and I think 2 divisions in the NFC that aren't alphabetical right now are just going to be the way they are. But yeah, and my big question was, are they going to give one wild card to each division, or is the wild cards all going to be in the AFC East and the NFC East? So, definitely some questions to answer here, and it goes pretty quick, so afterwards I'll go back into the standings page and go division by division, and we'll figure it out here. Alright, we're down to our last minute. After 17 hard weeks. Let's keep it out of the end zone too. We don't want to get safety after redo that game. At least when that happened to me earlier this season, the one time when I wasn't paying attention, it was the second quarter, and I do the save point after every game, so there's only a little over a quarter of this wasted. 6 seconds, we should be able to get out of the court. Here we go. I gotta get tackled now. All right, there's your final 0-0, just like every other game of the season. Oilers Giants 0-0. No runs, no passes, no receiving yards, no first downs.
How many times have you
And
seen that?
the Jets win the division. People were wrong about the alphabetical order, and they were wrong about the Bills getting every playoff spot. That was wrong. Because I've heard the people, Cincinnati wins the AFC Central. Everybody, like 4 different times, people came on there and said it's going to be all Bills. They were not right. Denver Broncos. So Buffalo was the alphabetical. They weren't the winner. Cowboys. Ironically enough, they listed Washington as the top spot at one of the weeks. Bears. Those could have been alphabetical, those two. See. And the West, they always give it to the Niners. The Niners are the best team in the game, and that obviously wasn't alphabetical. So let's see who gets the wild cards now when the standings pop up. 91 standings. Jets, they put the star at the bottom. That's weird. Okay, where's the wild cards? All in the West? They gave the West all the wild cards. That's very strange. Then we got Dallas. They listed, I told you Washington was listed on top. They put the star down at the bottom for some reason. There's Chicago at the top, and they're putting all the wild cards in the West for both conferences. So that's interesting. You would think it'd be the East because they're the first one listed, but it was the West. So we got Bengals, Seahawks, Chargers, Raiders, Jets, Broncos. I will not be playing this out. And if I would, obviously it wouldn't be the punting and somebody has to win. Wait a second, I wonder what happens. Maybe I will make another video playing that out due to the fact that what happens if you tie, I guess if you tie in overtime, they'll just keep running quarters. I've never had that happen in the playoffs, so maybe I'll do one game just to find that out. I'm not going to do it on this video. That'll get too long, but I might put that out here in the next few weeks. But let's go through the standings one more time. Again, they put the star down at the bottom, not at the top. So Jets made the playoffs, not the Bills. Everybody said it was going to be Bills, Bills, Bills for every playoff spot. That was debunked. The alphabetical order is debunked. Central, Cincinnati, and the West got all the wild cards. But not poor Kansas City. They're the only odd team out in the West. Both conferences, the West got 3 wild cards, but the NFC West only has 4 teams, so every team made it. So
They also started from the bottom there.
yeah. So Chiefs are the only Western Division team in either conference to not make the playoffs.
Alphabetically, they should have been, if it was alphabetical back there in the AFC West,
Right.
then Kansas City should have been
Right. San Diego and Seattle, S.
right.
And
Is that the Oakland Raiders?
Good question. I think it is. They just have it listed as Raiders.
Huh.
That's an interesting question. Because I don't. What if you go to team control? No, it just says Raiders, so it could be either. I don't know for sure on that year. I don't really remember. It could have been. I think it's LA actually, but they switch back and forth a couple times, so it gets confusing. So there's your offense. The Niners actually got 4 yards by accident the one time. I don't think that mattered. It would go by scoring, not by yards. But let's go to NFL leaders and check out the punters and see if they got capped. So 255 punts. It looks like there's the cutoff. So you can't get more than 255 punts with a punter and more than 4,095 yards. And for some reason, they put your average punt down to 16 yards. Obviously, every one of them was longer than that. Because once you hit the 4,000, once you hit the 4,095 yards, then the average kept getting lower because you were getting more and more punts. So they capped it. Yeah, everybody had 255 punts. And then we'll go to punt returns. And Icky Woods led it with, or he led average. Let's see, return. Who got the most returns? Ryzen, Hilliard, Fennard. Now, how did I don't understand how 3 Saints got 63. I guess that's the max. They had injuries, so I guess other people had more. But since that's the max, and they had the most injuries, they had 63.
Are there Jets on there? What's the top?
Nope, no Jets.
Right. So that can't be that alphabetical isn't the same as the other alphabetical.
And then Icky Woods had the most yards.
There were some Jets.
And I assume the average was super low because I wasn't even trying to return. I was just trying to stay at the same spot, basically. And no touchdowns, of course. All right, that's all we have for you, I think.
Like I said, sacks leaders.
There's no sack leaders because I didn't play.
Did they list them?
Oh. Yeah, because the only time I ran a play is if I accidentally called a play when I was trying to punt, and then I'd have to call the other play. So maybe somebody got a sack. I don't think so, though. I think I just did. Up, 1 sack for Noble for Green Bay.
Green Bay.
Because I ran a pass play by accident, and then I just took a sack on purpose because I wasn't going to throw it downfield.
But they don't list they don't list more than one. You have to get a sack to list it.
Yeah. And then obviously no interceptions. No passing yards. No receiving yards. There should be some rushing yards because a couple times Rathman, one yard. Rathman leads the league in rushing with 1 attempt for 4 yards. All right, well, that's all we have for you. Leave me in the comments what you thought of all this. And again, more challenges you want me to do. The next one's going to be, I'm going to break the YouTube record for carries in a game. Last time I tried it when I was practicing was 102. When it goes up to 100, it clears back to 0. So, but obviously you can see in the video how many there are. So I'm going to put up a YouTube record and see if somebody can beat it on that. But let me know what challenge you want to do. Please like, subscribe, comment as much as you can. I'll keep you updated in the. If you're not a member of the Super Tecmo Bowl group, look that up on Facebook. We have a lot of members and there's a lot of contributors in there. And we'll see you on the next one. Have a great day.
It don't matter. I can stop whatever. All right.